Taking a closer look at Royal Portrush, 36-hole venue, of course, is the Moose Links, the 88 Harry Cole Classic. Now has hosted the Open Championship on 2 occasions, is ranked in the top 5 in the world on multiple lists. I had the opportunity to speak with their head golf professional, Gary McNeil. Gary, first, thanks for having us and our group. We've been looking forward to this. This is kind of the jewel at the end of the trip for us. We've had a great time here, and thank you so much. Let's talk about the obvious first. What a tremendous year for Royal Portrush and the return of the Open Championship. I know it was a great success, but for you personally and for the membership here, you must be glowing with pride.
Yeah, there's a tremendous sense of pride now, Mark. After the event is over, there's a big build-up, over sort of 3, 4, 5 years, ahead, and everybody's getting themselves prepared for it. And we haven't hosted an Open Championship here before. When we're talking about the current crop of staff and members, the Open Championship obviously been played here back in 1951, but 68 years is a long time. The Open has changed. It's a massive undertaking now to take on something like that. So. There's a tremendous sense of pride now, as I was saying, but it's also a tremendous sense of relief that everything went so well. We had such a wonderful tournament. The players really enjoyed the golf course. They enjoyed being in this part of the world. The north coast of Northern Ireland is a beautiful place to be, and they certainly embraced that. The spectators had a good time as well. We had a great championship, and we had a great winner as well. And great that it's everything went so well, and I could do it all over again next year.
And you got to experience it from multiple positions, because obviously you've been working on it for many years, and then obviously it arrives, and there's a great pride and relief. But you also got inside the ropes and got a chance to play golf on the weekend. Yeah. So from a personal standpoint, what was that like to be in front of those crowds at your club? It must be just absolutely a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Well, it was, and I thought long and hard about taking it on. The role of the playing marker is something that, it's not taken lightly. It generally falls on the club professional to either do it or provide the RNA with someone who's capable of doing it. I spoke to quite a number of pros at other host venues, some of whom had done it, some who would love to have done it, but the opportunity didn't arise because there was an even number. 1 or 2 that had pass it on to somebody else, and I'd regretted it, ever since. So I was kind of determined that I would do it. I haven't competed for quite a long time, so I had to get back over the last couple of years and start playing some local events and go playing some pro-am events and things like that. I entered the tournament, the championship, the pre-qualifying stages, the regional qualifying. Back in June, so I had something there that I was preparing for, but it was kind of the most preparation I could do for the event. I went and played at County Louth, which is a cracking golf course, a couple hours south of here, and teed it up there. And when it came round to the event itself, the week of the tournament, I got to go to the range, use the players' facilities. I was able to go in and out of the players' centre and experience that as well. So that was great fun. But I got some good preparation done. That week down on the range, I hit the ball quite well. I went up to the first tee on Saturday morning, feeling reasonably confident that I could give a good account of myself out there. And luckily, it all went well. I was pleased with how I played. I felt very comfortable on my home golf course, albeit with all those people around. I've played in the Irish Open in the past, right. But you're typically when you're playing in something like that as a sort of as an amateur or a club professional, you've got an early morning start or a late evening start there. So, but it was great fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I had 2 great guys to play with, Paul Waring on the Saturday, and then Ashton Turner on the Sunday. So enjoyed their company, and they both seemed to enjoy themselves as well. So, but I'm delighted that it went so well. I'm still seeing some of the footage from it as well. So I haven't seen it all yet,
right?
But it's great. Yeah.
Now, you spoke about the golf course. So now the Open's going to leave. One day it will return. It was such a success. but now people flock here from around the world to visit one of the greatest links golf courses on the planet.
Yeah.
And it went through some changes for the Open. But in your words, what makes this one of the top golf courses on the planet? Why Royal Portrush?
Well, it's such a strong golf course. First of all, the setting is pretty extraordinary here as well. We've got such a beautiful coastline. We've got a links golf course that is a little bit more elevated than a lot of the traditional links golf courses, which tend to sit below the sand dunes. This course, there's quite a lot of changes of elevation as you go around there. So there's a lot of high tees and high green positions where the golfer, when they're playing, they really get get the kind of views and all the vistas and all the beautiful scenery that there is out there. On top of that, then we've got a classic. It's an old Harry Colt design, and albeit, as you were saying, we have made a couple of adjustments. The two new holes that we put in, of course, we took out the old 17th and 18th holes to make way for the tented village. They were, if we're being honest, probably the weakest holes on the golf course in terms of that scenery and albeit they were challenging enough, but they weren't the jaw-dropping holes that we have out on the rest of the golf course. And we got the opportunity to build two new holes in what's arguably the most scenic part of the golf course as well. And they've linked in beautifully with the other 16, and so we have an 18-hole golf course there, which there's no weaknesses in it whatsoever. And the holes are, there's no two holes that run consecutively in the same direction as well out there. The course is always twisting and turning and moving through the sand hills and sand dunes and up and down. And I think the players really enjoyed that. It was quite challenging at times during the Open because, of course, the players are dealing with winds coming from them different directions as they change from hole to hole. But a great design. It was in wonderful condition for the championship as well. And it's kind of, as a lot of the players were saying, it's kind of a blend of all the great things of the other Open venues, sort of in one. It's got the scenery of a Turnberry, where it's got the challenge of a Muirfield or a Carnoustie or a Birkdale or something like that. It's got some quirkiness in there as well, which you get at the likes of St Andrews or St George's. So it's got a wee bit of everything sort of thrown into one golf course. And thankfully, as I said, the event went well, but the players really, really enjoyed playing the course.
Well, I can't wait to get out there. It'll be my first time since the changes. I was here several years ago before the new holes were put in, so I can't wait to get back out there. Thanks so much, Gary, for your time. And thanks for having our group here.
Yeah, pleasure,
Thank you
Mark.
so much.
It's good to have you here too.
I guarantee you it will not be long before Royal Portrush hosts another Open Championship. On the other side, my producer Adam Scully joins me for a little TV version of Scully Time right here on Golf Talk Canada.